The movie begins in 1899 in New York City. We meet Dr. Alexander Hartdagen, a professor at Columbia University, who is deeply engrossed in his research on time travel. He's driven by a desire to understand how time can be manipulated, but his theoretical work takes a back seat when a personal tragedy strikes. Emma, his fiancée, is tragically killed in a robbery. Devastated by her loss, Alexander becomes obsessed with the idea of going back in time to save her. This is where his journey into the unknown truly begins. Determined to change the past, Alexander dedicates the next 4 years of his life to building a working time machine. The machine itself is a marvel of steampunk design, full of intricate gears, dials, and a mesmerizing time dial that powers the journey through time. Once completed, Alexander wastes no time in testing his invention. He embarks on his first journey, traveling back to the night of Emma's death, determined to prevent the tragedy. Alexander's first attempt to save Emma takes him back to the moment just before her death. He successfully alters events, but fate cruelly intervenes, and Emma dies in a different, yet equally tragic manner. Realizing that he cannot simply change the past without unforeseen consequences, Alexander returns to his laboratory, frustrated but more determined than ever to find answers. After multiple failed attempts to save Emma, Alexander concludes that the past is unchangeable. He then decides to travel into the future, hoping to find answers to his questions about time and fate. His journey through time is visually stunning, as we see the world change around him. Cities rise and fall, civilizations evolve and collapse. Alexander first stops in the year 2030, where he encounters the AI librarian, Vox, who introduces him to the concept of the Time War, a future conflict involving time travel technology. Unsatisfied with the answers he finds in the near future, Alexander decides to push the limits of his time machine, traveling far beyond the modern era to the distant future, over 800,000 years ahead. Here, he discovers a world that is both alien and familiar. Humanity has evolved into two distinct species, the peaceful Eloi, who live a simple tribal life on the surface, and the predatory Morlocks, who dwell underground and hunt the Eloi. The contrast between these two species reflects the duality of mankind's potential future, either to live in harmony with nature or succumb to primal instincts. In this future world, Alexander meets Mara, a member of the Eloi, who takes him in and helps him understand the new world around him. Through his interactions with Mara and her younger brother Kalen, Alexander begins to realize the full implications of his time travel. He learns about the Eloi's way of life and the constant fear they live under due to the Morlocks. Mara becomes a key figure in Alexander's journey, offering both companionship and insight into the state of the world far into the future. Alexander's presence in this future world does not go unnoticed. The Morlocks, led by the enigmatic and telepathic Uber Morlock, become aware of his arrival. The Uber Morlock is a powerful figure, representing the darker side of human evolution. He reveals to Alexander the tragic truth about why his attempts to change the past were doomed to fail, delving into the nature of time and destiny. This encounter sets up a climactic confrontation between Alexander and the Morlocks, with the fate of both species hanging in the balance. As the story builds toward its conclusion, Alexander faces a crucial decision that will determine the future of the Eloi and the Morlocks. However, we won't spoil the final act for you here. What we can say is that the movie explores themes of loss, destiny, and the consequences of technological advancement, all wrapped up in a visually stunning and thought-provoking narrative. The final moments of the movie will leave you pondering the nature of time and our place within it. And there you have it. The Time Machine is a fascinating exploration of time travel, with rich visuals and a compelling story that raises deep questions about the nature of time, fate, and human evolution. If you enjoyed this recap, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more cinematic journeys through time and space. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep exploring the unknown